It takes a village to raise a child. Words parents on land hear often, and advice that researchers now believe applies to killer whales, too.
The statistics show that they stay healthier and live longer when they have a thriving grandmother.
Howard Garrett of the Orca Network is talking about a new study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, testing the grandmother effect in northern and southern resident killer whales off Washington and B.C. They found that having a young orca's grandmother around improves the survival of the offspring.
It's something that we have known about, but they have now documented it with statistics going back 40 years.
Researchers also note the importance of having a grandmother whale around increases in years of low salmon numbers, letting them serve as repositories for ecological knowledge. Think J2 or Granny, seen sharing fish with grand whale J45 in 2016 after its mother died.
Well, the grandmothers have that long perspective, that multi-decade look at where the salmon have been, the nooks and crannies. They are constantly in that role of guide or mentor or teacher. They share not only their food, but their traditions, their ways.
And Garrett hopes this better understanding of the complex relationship these orcas have will foster empathy for their dwindling numbers.
I think this study helps people learn more in detail, more higher resolution, if you will, of how they live and who they are. And the more we get to know them in that kind of intricate detail, the more we feel close to them and want to help them in any way that we possibly can.
It takes a village. Michael Crow, King 5 News.